Hello, good morning, happy Sunday. No one's here, so I can talk freely. Well, I can talk when Amber's here. Sometimes she chimes in. I wish she would do it more. Then I'd have someone to talk to during the video. Okay, so today I will get some paint. Let's see, what color? I was thinking orange. That's a good color. Shake, 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 shake it, baby. Oh, yeah. Okay. Acrylology. Acrylology. Acrylic paint. It says premium acrylic paint, but it's just cheap acrylic paint. It's no big deal. Now this is way better than this. This is the kind I wanted to buy for the yellow. They didn't have it. Or if it was in a tube, that would have been good. Okay. What does orange remind you of? Here's a orange peel. I had a little mandarin orange yesterday. It was really delicious. Okay. Here's my famous pie tin. Okay. Making videos really helps with the art making process. I know I have to perform since people are possibly going to watch. Here's my favorite 1-inch brush, the long handle. You can do lots of things with this. When you're figure drawing, you can use it to do different angles when the figure is standing there. You can also, on a painting, you can scratch in lines. You can make a drawing in paint when it's wet with this end of the brush. I've done that many times. So, I love the pizza box as a place to paint because it picks up excess paint. And just so you know, you don't want to dip your brush into your coffee. Okay, my glasses. Well, I don't really need them. Well, yes I do. Okay. Is that a mess up? Well, I put too much paint on. More than I wanted, but it's no big deal. Let's zoom in a little. Okay. Uh-oh. I hate jerky film movements. I'm sorry about that. I can't stand to watch that stuff myself. So, I'm getting paint on the pizza box already, which is exactly what I want. Because over time, this will be its own painting. And there's nothing on the back here, so it's okay if I get paint on the back. I actually want that. Okay. Now this problem with this Conan the Barbarian figure is the head is too small, and that's due to years and years of reading Marvel comics, where instead of the regular 6.5 heads for a figure, they do 8 heads to make the characters look more heroic. And in art school, I had to unlearn that. So I'll just put some paint on them. This video is rated G. The last thing I want to do is make a rated G video. I don't wake up in the morning and say, gee, I can't wait to make something that can be on the Disney Channel. But then when you look into Disney, it gets pretty dark. Okay. It's hard to paint like this, but sometimes you have to do the best you can. I'm leaning over. This is workable. Here's a baseball bat. I played a lot of baseball as a kid and a teenager. Those were good times. I wanted to be a baseball player. A professional baseball player. But let's face it, there were people better than me. And then 2 weeks after working at Godfather's Pizza, I woke up and knew that I had to become an artist because I didn't want to be a pizza worker for the rest of my life. Oh, what a nightmare. I made $3.35 an hour for the first 6 months, and then they gave me a raise of a whopping 10 cents. What was I gonna do with that? So I worked 30 hours a week during high school. No, I wasn't able to do my homework. And the money I made went for gas and things I needed at school. And then movie tickets were $3.50, $4. So I could work an hour or two and have enough to go see a movie. Okay. In Bountiful, there was a movie theater called the Sandcastle. You could see a movie for $1 a piece. You could see a movie for $1. And I saw the first Terminator movie there twice. So that was good. I like that movie enough to see it twice. It's a good movie. It's Roger Corman style because James Cameron started with, you know, working for Roger Corman. How to get ahead in Hollywood. He was the first person to arrive at the studio and the last to leave. So he was really serious and committed to making films. And he worked his butt off. Roger Corman was instrumental in giving so many people their start in films. Everyone from technical people to actors like Jack Nicholson. Okay, it all started with Roger Corman. He made B movies, and the first Terminator movie is a B movie. And I still think Terminator 2 was a mistake. Even though people love it. All I wanted was another Terminator movie in that same B movie fashion. And then Maybe it had $100 million budget. Schwarzenegger was a big star. I never liked that they turned him into a good guy. Arnold didn't even like that idea at first either. So I got all business and PC. I guess that movie is watchable today. It's a good movie, I guess. I mean, I can't stand to sit through it just to see a thumbs up sticking out of the lava at the end. Okay, there's my figure. Have to keep it rated G. She has a skin suit on. I guess that's what's going on. Maybe. No, she's an android, perhaps. With no anatomical features. Here's my head. And 6 shapes. Just put some tone there. It'll look really nice when I put some white paint on top. Okay. So I'm dry brushing right now. Yeah, without making a video, why would I even spend my time making art? Do you know how much production work I have to do? I have to photograph all of my recent work, put it on DeviantArt and Instagram. I already have 1,000 pictures on my memory card. It takes a long time to upload photos, and I do it every day because I have to show people my artwork and photography, and it doesn't do it by itself. It has to be done. This Spider-Man figure I'll eventually fix. It's okay to draw the figures and have them be wrong, and then eventually they get fixed. It's a process. And I've drawn so much from the live figure, and all those drawings are gone, sadly. I wanted, when I started, to keep all of my art, and I would have every single art piece that I ever created, and that dream has been dashed to the rocks. So I just lost all the stuff. It was in storage, and I got to a point where I couldn't afford to pay storage fees anymore. Okay, so now we have a nice pizza box. I think, well, I have orange paint here. We will just paint the side here. So it all starts with how much paint you start out with for this kind of thing. And all the paint in my pie tin will be used, because nothing is worse than a big glob of paint just sitting there unloved. So I have another project. Look at all this stuff, but it's in a nice box. Now, Children of Dune by Frank Herbert. Look how beautiful that cover is. It's painted. Somebody painted that from scratch. I love the covers for the Dune books. the continuation of the classic Dune story, Dune and Dune Messiah. So, I've mentioned before, the first 3 books were written as one book, much like Lord of the Rings. And the publisher broke them up into 3 books so that they would be more manageable and so that they could be sold. I like Children of Dune. I keep talking about the sci-fi mini-series of Dune and Children of Dune from 2009. If you're a Dune fan and you haven't seen that, I think you will enjoy it. Well, do it. Does everyone like that show? It was well received. The Dune miniseries was really great. The Children of Dune miniseries was not as good. It had Susan Sarandon in it. She's not a terrible actress. Anyway, Children of Dune I enjoyed too. Okay. Can I read one paragraph from page 157? She smiled down at the troubadour to signal goodwill. He had come into this hall only because it offered him opportunity for another adventure, another passage through his universe. Jessica found herself tempted to bind him to her own entourage, but Ilia's reaction boded evil for brave Mohandas. There were also those signs which said this was the course expected of the Lady Jessica. Take a brave and handsome troubadour into her service as she'd taken brave Gurney Halleck. The lighting is really bad here. Best Mohandas were sent on his way. That rankled to lose such a fine specimen to Faradin. Okay. I can't see in this light too well. Great book if you haven't read it. Oh yeah, back to my project. Let's take everything out of the box. This attaches to the drawing board. So you can do architectural drawings. Persian Nights by Diane Johnson. A brilliant novel. As exotic, romantic, and full of surprise and suspense as one of Shahrazad's original Arabian Nights tales. Alison Lurie. Who the hell is that? From the best-selling author of Le Divorce, Diane Johnson. I'm not crazy about this cover art. It looks very 90s coffee shop style. The cover is a main draw to why anyone reads the book in the first place. The defenders divided, we duel. Okay. I'll have to read that. I haven't read that one since I was 17. I like Hot Wheels. I like Matchbox cars. Those were my favorite. They came in actual little matchboxes. Some kind of herbal vitamins or something. Let's look in my box. Hot Wheels. That's pretty cool. I like all the different cars. This is a treat. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. All in one volume. Okay. It's only good if it has the original illustrations. Look at that. So, if Tennyson, I think is his name, hadn't have drawn these drawings, no one would ever have remembered him. By chance, he did brilliant work for a brilliant book with incredible drawings, all pen and ink. Back then, a computer was an abacus. One of my favorite drawings with the Cheshire Cat. The drawing where Alice standing near a tree with a Cheshire Cat. I saw the original pencil drawing for this in an art gallery in Los Angeles, and it was on a special handmade pedestal with a little white door at the bottom so that little Alice could walk through. Anyway, the value was $1 million. It might have included pedestal. Just a great drawing. Look at that. So in my art videos, it can't be all about me. It has to be about the world of art. I'm just one person. Art has 100,000-year history. And people who say that the earth is only 7,000 years of age, yeah, read this book. The Bible's so boring. Have you tried to read the Bible? It's a bleeping GD frickin' bore. God. I was very ambitious as a kid, and I would make it through Genesis, and I got through Exodus once or twice. I could not read the entire Old Testament. It was a bore fest. What I did read was, my mother had a great book of all the stories of the Bible in story form, so a kid could learn what's in the Bible and read the stories. So I enjoyed those. The New Testament, forget about it. I was never able to get through the 4 Gospels barely. It's so boring. Michael Palin for The Life of Brian, he was reading the Bible for research. He said it was such a boring book. Oh. Look at that. It's amazing. Wow, I could make an Alice painting. It's a very popular subject. All these drawings are copyright free as far as I know. So her name in real life is Alice Liddell. And I saw photographs of her taken by Charles Dodson, which was Lewis Carroll's real name. So, was he a perv, or was his interest in Alice and her sisters innocent? I don't know. The guy was a grown man. Look at that beautiful drawing. And the weight. It looks like he's really standing there. Well, he actually is leaning forward a little. The figures have movement to them. There's my smoker's cough. I need to smoke more. Okay, Okay, so what's the project? Well, we got a box. And we got beer cans. And paint goes on the beer cans. Because I have to use up all my paint, right? Can't just sit there. And this is really fun. Instead of throwing away your trash, make art out of it. These will be very pretty to photograph. Problem is having these around, and it's not good. It's possible that they'll attract insects. So far we haven't seen any insects in here, so that's good. They just sprayed the place recently. Once you get insects in a place, it's so hard to get them out. Okay. So my paint is going to good use. And when I arrange these cans and photograph them, it'll look really hella cool. Okay. My sister Mary can do a pretty good Cartman impression. Okay. There's that. So, some artists, by being really official, the proper way is to gesso these cans first. Well, if that's what you want. Some people would rather have a clean white surface, but with these, I think I'll just let the can layers, the paint layers build up. Harder Cranberry mics. I love these. They are pretty strong. See how cool the can is with a little paint on it. We have a good one here. Oops. See the drips. That's really key. I'd like to get some more drips in there. But now I have a nice box and I can let the little bit amount of water drip into the box and it won't hurt a thing. So having this box here is saving my life right now. And I need to clear off this table. There's better things it could be used for than just a place for beer cans. And lest I forget, okay, here's Captain Kirk. He's in the Tasmanian Devil Cup. Oh, I will. I will. Taz, why don't you shut up? Nah. Alright. I just dropped a can. Thank goodness there wasn't any water in there. So making a video, it makes me make art. Instead of working in a vacuum. Doesn't do anybody any good. I used to sit in coffee shops and draw. But then I started bringing my laptop to the coffee shops. So I did more computer stuff. But I always brought my sketch pad with me. Okay, bye-bye.